CEOs. I had someone ask me this morning about how to do their own event. They struggle with actually just getting started. And I've had this question so many times because we've had so many events. Between the career I had before Women CEO Project in real estate and Women CEO Project, I'm probably at about 300 to 350 events. I have no idea. I stopped counting a couple of years ago at about 200. So a lot of times people feel like there is some type of mystery or something that you need to actually do an event. And really what you need to do is to actually start. There is no perfect way. It kind of depends on your audience and, your community and what kind of relationship you have established with your community. And then if you have been seen doing events. So to get more people at your events, you have to actually start doing events. I started in real estate. I used to have a home buying course every single Saturday for 3 years. For 3 years, every single Saturday, I taught a home buying course, had, breakfast, and I remember scheduling 12 to 13 people every Saturday. And I used to think naively that, oh my God, that's so small. Like, that wasn't a lot of people. And then when everything happened with the subprime woes and everything in real estate, I was happy to get 4 or 5. I used to consistently pull in business by hosting that class. And I would even have several Saturdays where no one RSVP'd, but I would still show up, and sometimes I would still have people there. But several things that I learned while I was doing those events was a couple things I want to give you today. During this, I learned a lot about reminding people about your event. We have so much media grabbing at our attention, and so do your clients. We have social media, we have radio, we have TV, we have our phone, we have texting. We have so many things in the morning. I read something one day where people have like 7 different things, an average of 7 different things, different types of media that's pulling at their attention every single morning, just in between getting up, getting ready for work, and going to work, about 7 different things. That's crazy because I remember when I read that was before Pinterest, before Instagram. It was a couple years ago. So really, people have so many things, so many events that they've been invited to, so many networking functions, so many webinars and classes. I've learned, and I've learned it even more with Women's CEO Project, that you have to consistently remind people. And this goes towards your planning. You need to plan pretty far in advance. Now, when I say pretty far, my pretty far and your pretty far may be totally different. If you have a webinar, it is said, the anonymous they, that you shouldn't promote a webinar longer than a week, week and a half, at max 2 weeks. I do believe in that if it is free. I also believe in that if it has a low cost to it. But I've found that if you go above about $50 for your event, you need, even for a webinar, you need at least a month to actually market it, get your audience familiar with your event, let them know that something's going on. Just keep reminding them that something is going on. They have to see it about 5 or 6 times for it even to register in their mind that, oh, Women's CEO Project is having an event. She mentioned it. Is it something I want to go to? I need to go on and RSVP for it. Another thing is to collaborate. One of our most successful events was live events. Was our Women's Business Financial Forum. And the panel that I got for that forum was Wells Fargo, this huge micro lender, SBA, SCORE, a venture capital firm. And that was really good. That was the first time where I kind of reached out to these, big companies and big firms to get them to actually be a part of my event. But one thing that I found to be really, really, really successful was collaborating and partnering with other women business owners to actually be ambassadors for my event. I gave them their own branded table. I gave them a discount for their attendees that came and sat at their table, and I really got their help. I met with them several times. That's why, again, the planning is important. In between the time that we planned and the time of the actual event, me and the ambassadors had at least 4 meetings. So I was able to kind of remind them and get them hyped up and everything. And hey, you know, she has 7, you have 3, we're trying to get 10 each. So getting people to collaborate with you, getting ambassadors, to me has been one of the most successful things that I've done. One thing I want to suggest to you also, and my mom has gotten on me about this before because she's like, you just had a huge thing, it was successful, relax. It's not in my DNA. So after a huge event, a huge webinar, a huge Women of Power conference, I immediately make notes. Sometimes I'm making notes while it's going on, but at the minimum, I make notes immediately after an event because it lets me know what worked, what didn't work, what I should take out, I should do more of, and you know, even if something bombs, it's not a total bomb. What worked? Why did it bomb? Taking the time to figure out, you know, what you're doing that's working and maybe what you're not working can help you set up your next event for success. And last but not least, even with all of the planning, all of the collaborating, even after doing 300 to 350 events, we still have stuff that bombs, and you will too. But that's okay because we're still a step ahead of the person that won't try to do something. With the changing environment, the changing demographics, sometimes what worked last year for an event will not work this year. So I don't want you to give up if something failed or you had an event and only 2 or 3 people came. That happens. That happens to us still right now. We'll have 2 or 3 people come for one thing. Out of 10 things we do, 7 of them work, 3 of them fail. That's just the way it goes. But I want you to keep trying, keep hosting your own events. You have to start to actually figure out what's working, what's not working, and to learn what to do to have more successful events and, increase your chances of having a successful event. So I hope this helped you. And I hope that you're having a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful week. It's Monday. Get started, get the juices going, and let us know if you need us. Bye.